Nigerian problem will not tire us. We will keep, speaking up. We will keep talking until it gets to the rightful ears of the people that ought to hear about it, particularly our government. When will all this fraud? Let me just put it out. This is not fraud. When will it stop in our system? I'm talking to the government in particular. This issue of padding the budget, though it has not started today, it has started a long time ago, and it's not really abating. Rather, it's getting worse and worse. I can only say in this administration, it's worse. Worse in the sense that what do you call? Look at the fake agency that was allocated 1.3 billion or thereabout. It was in this administration. Situations like this we hear, though we all knew it has been happening. They've been padding it, different agencies and all that. But in this administration, in fact, it was open. It's very, very glaring to everyone. Open. They made it clear that yes, this padding of a thing in this administration is real. They open it to our face and say that yes, nothing is happening. According to what I heard, we didn't go for World Cup. Nigeria. We did not go for World Cup. We didn't even qualify for World Cup. But they added the budget for World Cup. They added it to it. You can imagine the kind of country we are in. They added it into the national budget. Now, we are hearing of budget for religious, whatever, Muslim rehabilitation or Christianity rehabilitation. Just wasting money. This is a form of, in fact, fraud, stealing our money. But when our government are talking about churches in Bende, they are talking about also mosques, whichever place they call it. They are allocating funds in all those areas. Okay, instead of investing money, putting money in critical infrastructural sectors, they are putting money in religion, church, mosques. Will church and mosques bring food to one's table? Will church and mosques develop the economy of the country? I don't understand the way our leaders, the way they behave. I don't really understand. I don't. Whether they are costs, I don't know. They just be behaving the way they like, just anyhow. Anyhow. And all these things now they are doing. Our National Assembly, they cannot tell us that they are not aware or they don't even know about all this padding or about all these fake agencies. They can't tell us that because they are all the same. They know about it. They can't come and tell us that and I do not know because their job before they sign anything or they put it into law, are they not supposed to go through it, scrutinize it one after the other, ask questions? This money, what is it for? Where is it allocating so amount for? Proper scrutiny. Of course, our 10th National Assembly. under the leadership of Akpabio. Everything goes. Sign anything signable. Even they bring his death warrant, he will sign it. Doesn't care. Just to sign anything. They are not deceiving themselves. They think they are deceiving Nigerians. They are saying they are deceiving. One day, they will have they'll meet their loom short. Let me not put they'll meet their loom one day. Let them continue doing what they are doing. I would like you to watch how bitter Rufai was when he was analyzing on the national TV. He was so bitter. Let's watch.
There's no way these lawmakers would tell me that they didn't know about this padding in this budget. Everything from these lawmakers have been fraud. Tax law, fraud. Budgets, fraud. Everything, fraud. They know. Oji, the question you should ask yourself is, why is it that church project went to Bende? Who is from Bende? That's the question you should ask, Oji.
Yeah.
Why is that the mosque project went to Zaria? Who is from Zaria? Mm-hmm. You think they don't know? You think it's today they've been padding these budgets? Everything, fraud. Rubber stamp assembly, fraud. But maybe when we asked one of them yesterday, he started campaigning for President Tinubu. You think they don't know? They say, I don't have details on it. All I just want to say is that President Tinubu has done very well. We know. But look at it, Oji. So it's a systemic pattern. Oji, the question we should ask is, the reporting is not even complete here, because what about the ones they hid that you will never see? Oji, Ministry of Livestock was seen building projects, church projects. Most of the parastatal were seen doing one constituency project or the other. Oji, till date, 8.8 trillion. If not because of our World Bank, we will not know that extra budgetary spending was made. 8.8, they've not given us line by line item today. They will put these things in the budgets. The sad part, Oji, is that they are not even funding it. If they were funding it, we would say that the budget is moving. Yesterday, that's why I was talking about the Taiwo Yedeli something. The video that is there, how Mungunu was threatening Senator Mungunu that you are not been funding us. 2025, not funded. Mm-hmm. So they put this thing, they line it out, they take it out of our budget. This is the discrepancy that has been going on. There are many they have hidden there that you don't know. That's why I say the budget, fraud. Yeah. Anything that goes through them, fraud. What's it called? The tax law today, we don't even know the one to believe. Till today, the Senate said, we will look into the matter and investigation about the one they released and the one. Has the Senate giving you a report today? Has the House giving you a report today? So people representing the people. Oji, next year we'll talk about this issue again. You remember when we're talking about budget padding? Since the time of Jubrin, we'll be talking about budget padding. How many years is that? That's close to 10 years. And they will padding it. They will pad it. They will pad it again next year. They are already padding the one for next year. Oji, you didn't even talk about the World Cup. World Cup. They add World Cup that we didn't go into the budgets. When I cry for this country, people say, well, I have a lot of tears in my eye. World Cup that we didn't go to the added to the budget.
Thank you for mentioning the word oversight, because this has come under question in very recent times. The fact that the people who are responsible for oversight functions have failed terribly in the discharge of their duties, and by so doing have failed Nigerians, because in an era where we're looking at a cash crunch, revenue crunch, looking for how we can meet certain obligations, we're unable to fund projects. Rufai, earlier on, you talked about how the conversation is even about the 2025 budget, and that is even a percentage of that. We have not yet even begun to talk about the 2026 budget. A country that is battling with number of out-of-school children, the largest in the world. A country that cannot boast of a competent primary health center or primary health centers across the country. A country that has at least approximately 133 people in multidimensional poverty. A country where people are hungry, people do not, there's a conversation around the minimum wage, and we are inserting frivolities. I'll use the word frivolities in ministries that do not have any business with this agenda. And so the first question is that when there was a budget defense, how did this pass over or was not scrutinized by the Senate Committee on Budget? Why was this allowed to fly, that the constitutional provisions that some of these agencies come under, it wasn't flagged? That's number one. Number two is that, OG, a lot of these things, I dare say, are for fraudulent activities. They are not even to build the churches or the mosques. They are there and inserted there because, in Nigeria, you mention religious goodwill. People keep quiet because we can be quite religious. A lot of these projects, this 8 billion, they will not see the light of day with these church and mosque projects. It will just go whoop like that and nobody will ask questions. So what we are saying is that when we're talking about fiscal discipline, where we are asking that more money should be channeled to resources, where we are talking about the underlying causes of insecurity and terrorism in the Northeast, and the lack of infrastructure, this is what we see. And that is why I said, and I started off by saying that the body or the institution responsible for oversight function should be brought on that question as to why there's not the budget office, number one, how this was outlined in the budget of 2026. Then the oversight functions of the Senate failed in their duty to actually protect the interests of Nigerians whom they are supposed to represent. And this cannot continue. If we look at, Adesoa, one of our anchors, Adesoa Omosage, has done a lot of work in this area, even I have dissected some of the items in the budget. And it is quite sad to see this happening. Please, Nigeria is a secular state. I'm a Christian, and I'm very proud of that. And there are many people who are free based on the Constitution to for freedom of religion, but there are certain things that should not be our priority at this time. And part of that, I dare say, is funding of building churches, funding of building mosques. It does not in any way help in terms of our priority for what is important. We need to stop this. Can we even begin the conversation of even funding pilgrimage endeavors? We've talked about this at length, and this corruption must stop. It is corruption, clear and simple.
Stop.